The hidden truth. Why loving yourself is the key to happiness. Why most people feel empty and do not know why. Many people wake up every morning feeling tired. Not tired in the body, but tired in the heart. They go to work, they study, they talk, they smile, but inside something feels missing. They ask themselves one quiet question: why am I not happy? They think happiness will come later, after more money, after a better job, after a perfect relationship, after success. So they keep running, day after day, year after year, but the emptiness stays. This is not because they are weak. This is not because they are broken. It is because they are looking in the wrong place. Happiness is not something you chase outside. Happiness is something you build inside. And this is the hidden truth, the truth most people never learn. You cannot be truly happy if you do not love yourself first. This sentence sounds simple, but it changes everything. Many people misunderstand self-love. They think it is selfish. They think it is lazy. They think it means doing nothing and only feeling good. This is not true. Real self-love is quiet. Real self-love is strong. Real self-love is discipline. Self-love means you respect yourself even when no one is watching. Self-love means you listen to your inner voice even when the world is loud. Self-love means you stop hurting yourself just to please others. Most people do the opposite. They say yes when they want to say no. They stay silent when they want to speak. They accept less than they deserve. Little by little, they abandon themselves. And when you abandon yourself, happiness disappears. You may have money, you may have friends, you may have success, but inside you feel alone. This is why so many successful people feel empty. They climbed the mountain, but they forgot who they are. They built a life for others, not for themselves. From childhood, many of us learned one dangerous lesson: be good, be quiet, do what others expect. We learned to hide our feelings. We learned to ignore our needs. We learned to prove our worth. We believed love must be earned. So we work harder, we give more, we sacrifice ourselves, and we wait for love in return. But love that depends on performance is not love, it is fear. Fear of being rejected, fear of being alone, fear of not being enough. This fear slowly destroys happiness. When you do not love yourself, you look for someone else to complete you. You look for approval. You look for validation. You give others the power over your emotions. If they smile, you feel good. If they ignore you, you feel worthless. This is a dangerous way to live, because people change, situations change, life changes. If your happiness depends on others, it will always be unstable. True happiness must have a strong foundation. That foundation is self-love. Self-love means you know your value, even when you fail. Self-love means you forgive yourself, even when you make mistakes. Self-love means you stand by yourself, even when no one else does. This does not mean you are perfect. It means you are human. You accept your flaws. You accept your fears. You accept your past. You stop fighting yourself. Most suffering comes from inner war, a war between who you are and who you think you should be. Self-love ends this war. When you stop attacking yourself, peace begins. Many people think happiness is excitement. They think it is constant joy. They think it is always smiling. This is another mistake. Happiness is not a high feeling. Happiness is a calm feeling. It is waking up without hating yourself. It is looking in the mirror without shame. It is feeling safe inside your own mind. Self-love creates this safety. When you love yourself, you do not need to pretend. You do not need to impress. You do not need to chase. You become real. And when you are real, life becomes lighter. You stop comparing yourself to others. You stop measuring your worth by social media. You stop living someone else's life. Comparison is one of the biggest enemies of happiness. There will always be someone richer, someone smarter, someone more successful. If you compare, you will always lose. Self-love changes the question. Instead of asking, "Am I better than others?" you ask, "Am I better than yesterday?" This is a healthy question. Small progress becomes meaningful. Small steps become victories. You learn to respect your own journey. Another hidden truth is this: you teach people how to treat you. If you do not respect yourself, others will not respect you. If you accept less, people will give less. Self-love creates boundaries. Boundaries are not walls. Boundaries are doors. They show where you end and others begin. When you have boundaries, you protect your energy. You protect your time. You protect your heart. This protection creates peace. Peace is a deep form of happiness. Without self-love, people often say yes to everything. They overwork, they overgive, they burn out. Then they feel angry, but they do not know why. They are angry because they betrayed themselves. Self-love means you keep promises to yourself. You rest when you are tired. You stop when you are overwhelmed. You treat yourself like someone you care about. This sounds simple, but for many people it feels impossible. Because they never learned how. They learned how to please. They learned how to survive. But they never learned how to love themselves. This is not your fault. No one teaches this at school. No one explains this clearly. But today, you are learning it. And awareness is the first step. In this first part, you learned one key idea. Happiness starts inside. Not with money, not with relationships, not with success. It starts with how you treat yourself. Part 2. What loving yourself really looks like in daily life. Many people say they want to love themselves, but they do not know how. They think self-love is a feeling. They wait for motivation. They wait to feel confident. This is another misunderstanding. Self-love is not a feeling. Self-love is a habit. It is something you practice every day, even on bad days. Especially on bad days. Loving yourself starts with how you speak to yourself. Listen to your inner voice. Listen carefully. Is it kind or is it cruel? Many people talk to themselves in ways they would never talk to a friend. They say, "You are stupid. You are weak. You always fail." These words create wounds, invisible wounds, and these wounds slowly steal happiness. Self-love means changing this inner language, not by lying to yourself, but by being fair. Instead of saying, "I am a failure," you say, "I made a mistake." A mistake is an event, not an identity. This small change creates space for growth. Another daily practice of self-love is listening to your body. Your body speaks every day, through tiredness, through pain, through tension. When you ignore these signals, you send a message: I do not matter. Over time, your body believes this message. Self-love means resting when you are tired, eating when you are hungry, sleeping when you need sleep. These are not signs of weakness, they are signs of respect. Respect creates trust. When you trust yourself, you feel safe, and safety creates happiness. Self-love also means choosing your environment carefully. People affect your energy. Words affect your mind. If you stay around negativity, it becomes normal.
If you stay around disrespect, it becomes familiar. Familiar does not mean healthy. Self-love means walking away from what harms you, even when it's uncomfortable. This may mean leaving toxic conversations. It may mean ending unhealthy relationships. It may mean saying no without explanation. This is hard at first, because many people fear rejection. But rejection from others is less painful than rejection from yourself.
Every time you stay where you are not respected, you abandon yourself. Self-love means you choose yourself back. Another important habit is honesty. Be honest with yourself. What do you really want? What do you really feel? Many people lie to themselves to avoid discomfort. They say they are fine when they are not. They say they are happy when they are empty. Self-love means allowing truth. Truth may hurt at first, but it heals in the long run. When you are honest, you stop carrying emotional weight. You stop pretending. Pretending is exhausting. Self-love also means letting go of perfection. Perfection is an illusion. No one is perfect. No life is perfect. Chasing perfection creates constant pressure. Pressure kills joy. Self-love means allowing yourself to be human. You will have good days, you will have bad days. Both are part of life. When you accept this, you stop fighting reality. Acceptance creates peace. Peace is deeper than happiness. Another key part of self-love is discipline. This may sound surprising, but discipline is a form of self-respect. When you keep promises to yourself, you build confidence. Small promises matter. Waking up on time, drinking water, taking a walk. Each small action says, I can trust myself. Trust builds strength. Many people think motivation comes first, but action comes first. Action creates motivation. When you act with self-respect, self-love grows. Self-love also means forgiving yourself. Everyone has a past. Everyone has regrets. Holding on to guilt does not change the past. It only damages the present. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting. It means releasing yourself from punishment. You learn, you grow, you move forward. Self-love gives you permission to move on. Another daily practice is gratitude. Not forced gratitude, not fake positivity, simple gratitude. Noticing small things, a warm cup of tea, a quiet moment, a deep breath. Gratitude brings you into the present moment. The present moment is where happiness lives. Self-love also means allowing yourself to feel emotions, not only positive emotions. Sadness is allowed, fear is allowed, anger is allowed. Emotions are signals, not enemies. When you suppress emotions, they grow stronger. When you allow them, they pass. Self-love means sitting with your feelings without judgment. This creates emotional balance. Balance creates stability. Stability creates happiness. Another important habit is reducing comparison. Comparison steals joy. You do not see the full story of others, you only see highlights. Comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel is unfair. Self-love means focusing on your own path. Your pace is your pace. Growth is not a race. Finally, self-love means patience. Healing takes time. Change takes time. There is no finish line. You are not late. You are not broken. You are learning. Each day you choose yourself, you move closer to inner peace. In this part, you learned that self-love is practical. It is daily. It is simple. Not easy, but simple. Part 3. How self-love transforms your life from the inside out. When you truly start loving yourself, something changes. Not outside, inside. This change is quiet, but it is powerful. You begin to feel grounded. You begin to feel whole. You no longer feel like something is missing. This is where real happiness begins. Self-love changes how you see yourself. You stop seeing yourself as broken. You stop seeing yourself as behind. You start seeing yourself as becoming. Becoming stronger. Becoming wiser. Becoming more honest. This new self-image creates confidence. Not loud confidence. Not fake confidence. Calm confidence. The kind that does not need approval. The kind that does not need attention. When you love yourself, your decisions change. You choose based on values, not fear. You stop asking, "What will people think?" You start asking, "What feels right to me?" This question changes your life. Many people live trapped by fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of being alone. Self-love reduces fear, not by making you fearless, but by making you supported. When you know you have your own back, fear loses power. You become brave, not because you are not afraid, but because you trust yourself. Self-love also transforms relationships. When you do not love yourself, relationships feel like survival. You cling, you please, you tolerate disrespect. You stay even when you are unhappy, because you fear losing love. But when you love yourself, relationships become a choice. You no longer need someone to complete you. You share life instead of escaping yourself. This creates healthier connections. You communicate clearly. You set boundaries. You respect yourself. And people feel it. Some people will leave because they benefited from your lack of boundaries. This is not a loss. It is a correction. The right people stay. Self-love also improves mental health. Your mind becomes a safer place. You stop attacking yourself for every mistake. You stop replaying the past endlessly. Your thoughts slow down. This creates clarity. Clarity helps you make better decisions. Better decisions create a better life. Self-love also changes how you handle failure. Failure no longer defines you. It teaches you. You stop saying, "I am not good enough." You start saying, "I am learning." This mindset creates resilience. Resilient people do not give up easily. They bend, they adjust, they continue. Self-love gives you this strength. It also changes your relationship with success. You no longer chase success to feel worthy. You pursue growth because it matters to you. Success becomes a byproduct, not a measure of your value. This removes pressure.
Without pressure, you enjoy the process. Enjoying the process is a form of happiness. Self-love also affects your daily energy. When you stop fighting yourself, energy returns. You are no longer exhausted by inner conflict. Your focus improves. Your motivation stabilizes. You move forward with intention. Life feels lighter. Another powerful change is inner peace. Peace does not mean no problems. It means no constant inner chaos. You handle stress differently. You pause. You breathe. You respond, instead of reacting. This emotional regulation is a result of self-respect. You care about your mental state. Self-love also helps you accept uncertainty. Life is unpredictable. Plans change. People change. When you love yourself, uncertainty feels less threatening because no matter what happens, you trust yourself to adapt. This trust creates calm. Calm creates happiness. Self-love also changes your future, not instantly, but steadily. Each decision builds on the last. Healthy habits compound. Over time, you create a life that feels aligned with who you are. This alignment is deeply satisfying. Many people search for purpose outside. Purpose often begins with self-respect. When you care about yourself, you care about your life. You show up. You try. You stop wasting time on what drains you. Time becomes precious. Self-love also teaches you to slow down. You stop rushing to prove something. You realize you are already enough. This realization is freeing. Freedom is a form of happiness. Finally, self-love brings you home. Home is not a place. Home is a feeling. It is the feeling of being safe with yourself. When you reach this place, you stop searching, not because life is perfect, but because you are grounded. You face challenges with courage. You enjoy moments with presence. This is true happiness. Not constant pleasure, not endless excitement, but deep contentment. The hidden truth is now clear. Happiness does not start when life changes. Happiness starts when you change how you treat yourself. Love yourself first. Not tomorrow, not when you are ready. Now. Because the relationship you have with yourself is the longest relationship of your life. And it deserves care. It deserves patience. It deserves love.
If this message hit you, then don't just watch and leave. Like this video, share it to someone who needs this wake-up, and subscribe to this channel. Study yourself 1 hour a day. We are building a different breed here, a new generation of doers, people who don't wait for permission, people who build themselves daily, people who compound quietly and become untouchable over time. Hit subscribe, join the movement. 1 hour a day, every day. And in 1 year, your future self will not recognize you anymore. Let's grow. Let's execute. Let's dominate our own potential. Subscribe now and start becoming the person nobody can compete with.